Twilight Zone review. Season 2, episode 16 of the season run. A penny for your thoughts, which is ironic because the episode's about a quarter. A silver, 90% silver quarter. Shout out Silver Gold Stacker community. But I guess it was a catchier name. Here's Ashley with the episode info.
A Penny for Your Thoughts originally aired 2/3/61, written by George Clayton Johnson, producer Buck Houghton Houghton, director James Sheldon, cast Hector B. Poole, Dick York, Miss Turner, June Dayton, Mr. Bagby, Dan Tobin, Mr. Smithers, Cyril Delavanti, Mr. Sykes, Hayden Rourke.
And the guy that played Mr. Smithers is the old man?
The little old man, yeah.
He was in Piano in the House.
Yes.
And one of your favorites, The Silence.
The Silence, yeah.
Was he in one other one?
I feel like
is he on the boat in season 4?
He might have been. I feel like he was in a fourth one.
Yeah, I think he's in the one. There's a cruise. There's a
old people.
We'll get to that one. Season 4 episode where this couple goes on a cruise and everyone's elderly, and yeah, we'll get to that another day.
It was a seniors cruise.
Yeah, yeah, you could say that. It's funny. I posted a picture of this one, and somebody said, you know Dave, who's always smoking the weed on his post?
Yeah, love Dave.
He's like, oh, I love the one where the coin lands on its side. And I wasn't sure if he looked at the picture of the episode
right.
and knew it was that one or if it was like random dumb luck. Because it sounded like he might have not even realized that was the episode.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
It's funny that it's a quarter because that seems like a lot for a newspaper back then.
Well, inflation calculation, the stats are so screwed up. Post 1994, it doesn't keep track properly, obviously. It's an underestimation. But generally speaking, from these episodes, it's about 10x, which, I mean, 1960, 61. I mean, a Coca-Cola is 30x. If you buy Preparation H, it's 30x. I'm not saying I would know that from experience. No, but seriously, 1971, we're going off the gold standard. It's way more than 10x. So there's a loan for $200,000 in this episode. It wouldn't be 2 million, but that's what if we looked it up right now, it would be approximately that. It's all out of whack. So yeah, a quarter. Well, what's a quarter worth now? I should have looked it up. It's like actually the weight. We'll add it in below.
I just think that seems like so much for back then.
Oh, it is.
Seems like a newspaper would have been a dime.
Yeah, even according to the inflation stats, 25 cents would be like $2.50.
Yeah, that's
but
sense.
I'll look up what the weight is today.
Yeah.
But $1 is basically an ounce, and that would be 20 something. So yeah, it's all out of whack.
Okay.
It's all out of whack.
Okay.
And the silver price is depressed, so that's not even a good representation.
Yeah.
Gold's up a lot more. But let's talk about the episode.
Yeah. So this episode has...
Oh, ratings.
Oh, I rate this one an 8.
I swear we're not doing this on purpose, guys.
Are you gonna give it an 8?
I had decided already.
We really don't talk about this before. We're mind twins. So
No, we're probably just of similar taste.
And also we're mind twins.
You know? This is a family-friendly one. You know, if I saw it for the first time and had never seen it as a kid, I'd probably rate it lower. But I think Dick York, the actor from Bewitched...
He's great.
He's good. You know, he was in a season 1 episode, Purple Testament. Mm-hmm. It's just a fun episode. Yeah. You know, it's nothing too spooky. But, yeah, I think he's really good in this episode.
Yeah, he, is very animated.
I could picture... Yeah, Jim Carrey should have played him in a movie.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey is kind of a douche personally, but he's a good... obviously, he's funny and he's talented.
They have similar looks.
They had Will Ferrell play him... Kind of play him in that movie where they did Bewitched.
Oh, yeah.
They should have... Jim Carrey, it would be a much better fit.
Yeah, that makes... Yeah.
But yeah, good actor. He had some back problems and he could barely walk. So he had to leave Bewitched, in the 70s or whatever. So that's a bummer. But great actor.
Yeah.
He was great in A Purple Testament, which was a very different character.
Yeah.
I always knew him from Bewitched, so I always kind of... This is probably more in line with that.
Because he's goofy in Bewitched, right?
Yeah. But I think he was a pretty good actor.
Yeah, I think so too. But Dick York basically gets hit or sends his quarter to get a newspaper, throws it over.
He throws it in the box. It lands on its side, which is pretty much almost impossible.
Yeah.
1 in a million chance. And immediately when that happens, he starts hearing voices.
Yeah.
And, it's a little silly, but it's fun. Because the quarter landed on its side, he can read everybody's mind.
Yeah. For whatever reason.
For whatever weird reason. It's a magic quarter.
Yeah, so basically he's going throughout his day at
He
work.
got it as change from the delicatessen.
He's basically going throughout his day at work, being able to read people's minds, and it's freaking him out. And he uses it to his advantage.
Yeah, he's hearing, he's just trying to mind his business, and then he hears this guy talking about how he's going to bet his loan on the ponies. He's going to bet it all on Tiny too. And
he says he's going to make $1 million. I wanted to know how much he would make now. The guy who got the loan. He said,
well, he's trying to take a loan out for $200,000. He's a business guy, and he's going bankrupt, and he's trying to quickly, quintuple his money. He's like, I'll put this on that 5 to 1.
And then he says, I'll be able to make $1 million.
Yeah, 5 to 1 is $1 million.
I know, but how much would that be now?
Well, according to the official CPI stats, about 10 million, but we know that that's not correct.
Right, according to your
I would assume it's around 25 million.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, I would assume around 25 million. But even with the rigged post 86 and post 94 understated inflation stats, it would be, a lot more than they.
We need to start playing the ponies, I think. But he goes throughout his day.
And he hears his boss, thinking about his mistress.
Yeah.
Just stuff he wants nothing to do with.
And eventually he hears one of the men at work basically planning to rob the bank.
Yeah, we're going to kind of get into spoilers, so go watch the episode if you don't want anything to be spoiled. And you've been warned.
Yes. He hears
Mr. Smithers.
He hears Mr. Smithers planning to rob the bank, so he's like, oh crap, I got to do something about this.
Yeah, the old man's just kind of thinking to himself, I've been here for 20 years, no one appreciates me. Well, they're going to be sorry. I'm going to bring my briefcase in, and I'm going to rob the bank of all its currency.
And so Dick York decides to tell the boss about it. The boss...
Goody two-shoes.
Yeah, he's such a snitch. And it turns out, of course, that this is not really what happened because Mr. Smithers was just fantasizing about it. He wasn't really going to do it.
And because of what happened with the business guy, after he was accused of betting on the ponies, he went to another bank. So the boss fires our main character here. And Mr. Smithers says, how'd you know? How'd you know? It's not always Fiji. Sometimes I go to Bermuda.
And Siam.
Or Kokomo. Oh, wait. But, and he says, it's a fantasy I have. And, our main character kind of laughs, and it looks like he's getting fired. Everything's doomed. And then the boss runs in and says, Mr. Sykes from blah, blah, blah cement was caught betting on the ponies.
Yeah.
So he's proven that he was right about the first thing he suspected. And then we didn't really talk about the mysterious woman he works with.
Well, he has a little love interest, Miss, whatever her name is.
Don't know whatever her name is. The book's right there.
Mr. Poole and Miss Turner. Miss Turner, that was her name.
I don't think that's it.
It is that was it. Miss Turner basically psychically tells him, she's like, if you can read, because he confided in her that I can hear voices.
Yeah, it was funny. She's thinking to herself, this is strange. Well, with some psychiatric help, he'll probably be okay. This woman is clingy. She should be running. This, I bet she'd be a freak, if you know what I mean.
That's what the guy says. Tiger in the sack. One of the coworkers says that. But anyway, she psychically says, if you can really hear me, you are wasted in that job and you need to demand that you get a promotion. So
he sticks up for himself.
For the first time in the episode.
And she had made a comment on that earlier. About how he doesn't stick up for himself. He just kind of goes along. He's the nice guy. People take advantage of him.
Yeah.
And, he ends up coming out on top.
Yeah.
Really fun episode. You saw it for the first time later in life.
Yeah.
And you still gave it the same score.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
some of these are sentimental. I watched them as a little kid, and it was my favorite TV show very early on as a little kid. I used to watch the whole marathon, stay up for a day and a half. But, this one, I'm glad to know that somebody who watched it for the first time as an adult had a similar score.
Yeah, it was a good episode, even though it didn't have that normal, spookiness, creepiness that a lot of the Twilight Zone episodes have. It was definitely fun. Dick York made it really fun. I liked, the way that the love interests interacted, especially when they were, speaking to each other mentally. That was cute. I liked it. Oh, and in the end, are we spoiling the very end?
You already did.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just
No, we're leaving it there.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, we can leave. We can leave. We already told them what happened. What are you talking about?
The very end.
Oh, okay. Tune out if you don't want to be spoiled, but it's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
So on his way home, he's walking with his coworker, the woman, Miss Turner. Although that doesn't sound right to me.
I promise.
Okay. See, normally, guys, we record these right after watching. We watched last night.
Yeah.
And from now on, we're gonna stick to recording right after, because I think we kind of lose a tiny bit of the flow. So yeah, they're walking, and he walks by the newsstand from the morning, and he buys the afternoon paper, and he throws a quarter in, and it knocks his over, and the news guy, before even looking up, is like, "Why'd you do that, mister? That's been standing there all day." And then he looks up, he's like, "Oh, it's you. How funny. You it was your coin, and you're the one that knocked it over." And then he loses the power of the mind reading.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And happy ending.
Yeah. He's happy about it, and they get together in the end.
I think we should definitely do these after doing our second watch.
Okay.
Because I kind of forgot a couple things, even though I've seen this 1,000 times.
Oh, okay. I thought you didn't forget anything, but that's fine.
Okay, then good then.
Okay.
All right, we'll be back. I know I didn't do as many of these as usual lately, so we're going to go watch the episode Back There with the professor from Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
A time travel episode that has to do another episode with Abraham Lincoln. Maybe we'll go on an Abraham Lincoln run. There's 3 or 4 episodes we can do. Although we'd have to do the Bard.
Yeah, we do.
That's the worst episode.
It's really bad.
It's so bad. It's like, it might be a 1.
Yeah.
I haven't given anything lower than a 5 except for once, I think.
I think my lowest was 4.5.
Yeah, that might be mine too. Did we do this one?
I don't remember. We'll have to look.
I don't think we did that one. So we got some good ones coming up, but we're going to do Back There. And then we'll keep mixing it up. Love you guys. Later.
Bye.
Oh, and we're watching. Oh, take a picture of that.
Oh.
No, a picture with the other device. Where we had it playing in the background when we were recording, and it's so funny. You see all these standing Liberty quarters. Just take a regular picture.
I am.
Try to do it when the credits are not as extreme.
Okay.
Just take a couple. So there's all these standing. This is definitely going to be tagged Silver Gold Stacker community, because there's all these standing Liberty quarters, which back then were just regular quarters, in this picture of the box, which is that one.
I got it.
Perfect. So check it out. Love you guys. Later.
Bye.